Man, that background's bright, huh? Anyways, guys, we're back with the stock of the week. And guess what? We're doing a biotech. And we're doing a biotech with no products in the pipeline. But here, let me teach you guys something about biotechs. Biotechs, the biggest money you'll ever make on biotechs always comes when you find them before they start hitting that profit center and stuff like that. If you can find a good company that's got good potential, that's got things potentially going on, maybe strategic alliances with the bigger fish, and you can get in right and you hold on a little bit tight. Um, there's huge money in that. How many times we have Novavax and stuff, right? For a long time, it was $1 stock. It was a $7 stock. Now it's 100. You know what I mean? It's just an outrageously big stake. All it took was that one tick up, right? So let's go ahead and grab one. And we like this one. Now, what we're talking about is Surf, SURF, and you can buy it at about 720 right now. We bought some this morning. I believe we bought it right at 720. I'm going to change this background, guys, real quick. That's just too bright. You guys get the point. Yeah, you get the point. You know what the stock is now. But look, like I said, a lot of times with these biotechs, the trick to them is getting in early and just keeping your position, and then all of a sudden you get this big blowout. You bought it at $7, you're selling it at 150. Or it gets bought out and you get shares of a Merck or of Eli Lilly or something like that, something big. It's a very profitable thing, but you got to be patient with the trade. Now with Surf, let's kind of pop on over to Yahoo. Yahoo. They don't ever do that anymore, huh? The Yahoo. I remember that commercial was big. But anyways, this is it here, Surface Technology. And if you look scroll down the news, you can see, well, the earnings are okay and stuff, right? It actually had a profitable quarter last quarter, but it's projecting a loss next quarter. So this is probably a good entry point. And like I said, we bought 100 shares this morning. The reason we bought 100 shares is we're expecting to keep this in the portfolio. See how you have a plan, guys. And I've talked about this in the daily updates. Have a plan, have an extra, have some outlets for revenue creation. And what you do is on something like this, you might hold it for a long time, or you're probably going to hold it for a long time. For a while, it might be stuck at this price. It might gyrate around this price, but you want to make some money on it, right? You want it to be an income center, a revenue center. So you buy 100 shares like we did, and we can write covered calls on this all day long. So that's what we'll do, and I'll keep you updated on that every now and then. But if you look at their news cycle, the last few weeks, you can see almost a month ago, they started this promising anti-cancer activity in pre-treated patients. They're starting to team up with some big fish like Merck, Roche, liver cancer, such a big thing, right? Cancer is such a terrible disease, and it's just there's so much room for profit in this thing. We can help people and make some money. That's really nice. So you can see if you go, there's even an article. Oh, Motley Fool. I didn't even see this. Motley Fool likes it. So, hey, that's a buy right there. If the fool says buy it, buy it. But if you have some time, go through the news here, because you'll see a nice flow of development forward. You see as strong financial prospects, the force that is driving the momentum in surface and oncology. Now, Surf at sometimes gets a little momentum trade, and what I mean by that is your day traders and stuff. So you wanna stay nice and strong, long and strong on it, and you can go back and you can see those first quarter highlights. They had some good first quarter numbers. They're projecting a little bit less going into the next quarter's earnings, and you can kind of see it here, right? You can see how they just had this big quarter here, and you know what I mean? They're kind of working on it going forward. So anyways, take some time, go ahead and read it. Like I said, we bought 100 shares this morning, and we'll stick with this for a while. It's an oncology stock, but it's also kind of a tech stock too. and they're generating, they're at that point in the development of the company where they're starting to get things going on in the pipeline. The pipeline's been pretty much empty up until the last couple of months. So we want to get in then, right? You don't want to be chasing this when it's $35, $40. What you want to do is you want to buy it at $7, and at $35, $40, you're deciding whether you're going to cash out, right? And in the meantime, you bought 100 shares or more, and we'll write some covered calls on it, and we'll make some weekly income on it, right? Depending on what the options are that are available on it. So let's go have some fun. If you're looking for an under $10 stock, this is our stock of the week, SURF, SURF, oncology stock. Like I said, cancer is such a terrible, terrible, frightening disease that, and there's so much money involved in it. You know, I don't mean to take something that's so terrible of a disease and monetize it like that. But look, that's why we're in the market, right? Is to make money. You know, hopefully along the line too, that profit turns into some altruism, and that ends up curing some of these liver cancer and stuff like that. All right. My mother had liver cancer. That's what she passed away from. So I know just how much that can damage a family and stuff like that, and personal, and how ugly it is, especially at the end. It's ugly. So this is an important stock. It brings even more importance to the stock. And so let's go ahead and buy some, and let's see how this thing works out. Again, we bought 100 shares this morning because we don't ever recommend anything to you that we're not willing to put our money into. Let's go make some money together. All right. So you guys have some time, go check out SURF. Like I said, the news flow, go read the news flow. I'm not going to read the news for you. You do your own dissemination. That way, you know. I don't want you just buying stocks just because you saw some guy on the internet say it's a buy, and maybe the last few picks, right? The stock of the weeks have been doing fantastic. The only one that's kind of in the crapper is Coinbase, right? the most expensive one we bought, but we're holding on to that. And again, we bought 5 more shares of Coinbase this morning with some of the profit we made on that Suncor trade that we unloaded. And we're just positioning. Bitcoin's having a freaky time. And that's how I want you guys to think these long-term stocks. Okay, guys? So we don't buy a stock for today. We buy a stock thinking forward, right? And that's what you got to do. And this SURF one looks like it's a good one. Let's get a little biotech in action into the portfolio. All right, gang. So look, I'll see you guys for tomorrow's morning update. We'll start talking about SURF a little bit more and stuff as it develops. It hasn't really had any news for the last couple weeks. But the chart looks nice, and we think there's some potential for it. And again, it's a little bit more risk, but here's what the key is. Okay, guys, think about it. Yes, there's some risk in the price acceleration, deceleration when we initially get in this play. But you see how we're minimizing and controlling that risk by buying 100 shares. That way we can sell covered calls on it, and we can create some profit stream while we're waiting for the stock itself. So even if it goes down a little bit, we're cashing in on covered calls, right? Because your covered calls, you sell with the assumption that the stock is not going to reach that strike. You get the money for the covered calls, you keep the 100 shares, and they expire worthless on somebody else's dime. So there you go. There's a little strategy for you. So, all right, guys, I'll see you guys tomorrow morning for the Monday. What the hell day am I on? We'll see you tomorrow for the Thursday morning update. It's hump day, guys, and this market is just so flat right now. It's like, and we're in that Twitter short too. It's like, oh, Jesus Christ. You're probably thinking, yeah, let's see if this SURF goes away at Twitter. We're not giving up on that Twitter, though, if you watch the daily update. Anyways, go get yourself some SURF if you like it. And like I said, I recommend, for $700, you can get 100 shares and go write some covered calls. Now, next week, when we do with our membership, on Tuesday, we do covered call Tuesday. That's when we as a membership sell our covered calls to make some money for the week. We try to buy them for Friday expirations, and then we, get the cash, right? And if the market's soft, if the stock is soft, we still make money on it. So next week, on Wednesday, I'll let you know on Surf what we're selling covered calls for, just to kind of follow up on the stock of the week. So there's that too. So don't feel like we're hitting you with a strategy and we're just going to leave you out to dry like that. You know what I mean? If you're never sold covered calls before and you want to try it, you just got to buy the 100 shares, and then next Wednesday I'll let you guys know what we sold for covered calls on a Tuesday. Okay, guys. Anyways, go check it out. It's a great stock under $7. It's a great position. So we'll see how it shakes out. All right, gang. Have a great Wednesday.